questions? Okay, hearing none, I would look for a motion and a second to approve the financial report to reimburse the interest account in the amount of $3,483.66 and the payment of bills in the amount of $1,949,237.80. Anyone?
I would say, just to add to this, that first and foremost, Kelsey's done a great job out of the gate on a very nominal task of running school finance. Rim has been in at times, not a whole lot.
1 hour in the last couple weeks.
Okay. Which is okay, because we still want him to be kind of tied to that a little bit. But I also want you to know that in the coming months, we're going to start trying to dig into doing some more graphs and things of that nature to do some comparisons that I think we had spoke about maybe last year or so. So just keep that on the radar.
Okay.
But we're trying to crawl before we run.
Yes.
So I appreciate what she's doing.
Thank you. Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve the financial report?
I'll make it.
Motion by Jane. Second. Second by Desha. Roll call.
Jane, yes. Chad?
Yes.
Desha?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Jill?
Yes. Okay, next on the agenda is the consent agenda, and enclosed you will find the last meeting minutes, the cafeteria report, student, teachers, and practicum students. There are several. Jessica James at the junior high, Aisha Hudson as an SLP at Central, Elizabeth Gonzalez at Central, Bailey Nickham at EHS, Claire Walk at EJHS, Jaden Sipes at EJHS, Brianna Davis, EJHS and Central, Bethany Teese, Southside Central and EJHS, and Laurie Brummer at Southside. Not all of these are student teachers. I believe only one is, the rest are, one is an internship and one is for observation and practicum hours. Fundraisers, EJHS Student Council is selling Little Debbie's to raise money for Student Council for reward days, birthdays, and contests. The Junior High Library Book Club is selling tricks and treats to raise funds to purchase books and supplies for book club. The Junior High Musical is selling Christmas ornaments, Macklin's popcorn, and character boxes to raise funds to offset musical costs. Central Grade School Library is having a book sale. Southside Library is also having a book sale. Southside PTO raffle for front row seats to the Southside music programs to raise money.
I thought that was an excellent idea.
What a great idea.
Did they steal that from somebody? That's amazing.
I feel like I heard that somewhere. Yeah, what a great idea.
What a great idea.
Mustang Outreach is selling candy cane grams to raise money for community projects.
Going back to the student teachers, so if they're not a student teacher, if they're observing classroom or field experience, does that mean that they're in a program to become a teacher?
Should be one of the first years before the kid's a student
Up
teacher.
to the point where they would be a student teacher. Practical hours are required prior to student teaching. And so is this like on par with what we've had in the past, or is this a low number of?
I feel like it's a larger number, which is a good sign
Yes.
that we have more aspiring teachers. I mean, one is grade 3 and other grade levels. One is chorus and music, grade 7, and that looks like math and science. Chorus, another junior high chorus, English in
Now,
grade
do they most
7.
likely choose chorus because it fulfills their requirement and it's fun, or that's something they're interested in? They're interested in.
It's good to see that one of them is an ESL teacher to be maybe, and another first grade teacher.
We need more.
That's why I was kind of wondering what Des was asking about, is this on par, is this more? And
I feel, yeah, I
Is there
mean,
an
there's only
opportunity?
one student teacher, but
yeah, I just didn't know if they're assigned schools or whether they get to select the school they go to observe. I don't know how that all works, but
Pretty sure they're assigned, right? Do they get to select at all?
Well, it depends
Right.
on where they're going to. Like Eastern assigns that if they're like a Lakeland student, you get to choose what school district you want to go to.
I just didn't know if there was an opportunity to, lack of a better word, recruit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not, we're telling kids to tell these students, send it to us.
Yeah.
Whether they'll do it or not. And my daughter's at SIU Edwardsville, and she doesn't get a choice.
I didn't think,
All the practicum assignments are sent to her, she sent her student teaching, the whole shoot matches. She had the fortune to be at East St. Louis last. Wow. Soft locked on the last day. Quite a conversation in our house. Ironically. But no, we are actively getting word out to people, come to us.
while they're, I mean, the dates, September to December, August to November, then the student teacher, it looks like is most of the year. Is student teaching now a whole year? Or is it just a semester? Wow. I mean, maybe we could have some sort of luncheon or something for them. Superintendent luncheon. Put one more food in your plate. Just an idea. Okay. Field trips, it looks like there are none. Establishment of convenience and activity accounts. There are several activity accounts at the high school. Any club, any athletic team, any music. So there's quite a list. Each of those have an account. They're adding one for college, Midland College Prep. The junior high, it looks like there are probably only 3 activity accounts at the junior high. ELC has 1, and Eastside has 1. And that looks like all the, Central have 1?
Yes, those ones have changed.
Okay. And then no, that's it on the consent agenda. Does anybody have any other questions, comments? Do we have to approve the consent agenda? Yes.
Yes.
Not on my notes, so
Yep.
bear with me. I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Desha,
second,
second by Chad. Roll call.
Chad,
yes.
Tricia,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Jane, yes.
Okay. And for correspondence, it looks like we have an email from Kyle Peach from the radio and TV program at Wabash Valley College. They broadcast for Mount Carmel's football team, and they were at our facility on the September 1st game. So the email reads, Coach, I wanted to follow up and say thank you. It's not often we experience the hospitality on the road that we experienced at Effingham on Friday night. Everyone in the press box and all staff we encountered were polite and eager to help. We appreciate it very much. Best of luck the rest of the way. We look forward to providing the same hospitality. Back to you next fall, Kyle. And this is a and that was from Mount Carmel, yes. A thank you note from the Niemer family. Thank you so much for your thoughtful gift when my family was going through this hard time. And that was in memory of Larry Niemer and Carissa Niemer, his daughter-in-law, is a preschool teacher at Eastside. All right, next on the agenda is the superintendent's report.
Which starts with the daycare update. Really and truly, just going through our levels, just echo as we walk through the daycare. First of all, thank you for doing that. It's good for you to see that firsthand, understand what's going on down there. And then, of course, the announcement that the Preschool for All grant has been awarded to 2 classrooms down there. Again, we don't know to the capacity of what that is. I tab it at somewhere between $200,000 and $500,000 is where that will fall, depending on whether it's just employees that it's going to be helping with, and some brand new furniture to 2 classrooms, or whether it jumps into transportation and food and playground and all that kind of stuff. So really appreciate Jennifer's efforts on all of that. She does a great job of understanding the complexity, in my opinion, of the kids that age, which I think is probably more vital than anything that doesn't involve that program. She understands where it's going to fit best for which kid with all the programs that we're offering right now. I really think that comes in awful handy. I think we also mentioned that along with the daycare, we've got 35 on the waiting list right now to get in there. We are servicing 23 staff members' children. So I think it's off to a great start.
Are any staff members waitlisted right now, or?
Yes.
Yes.
Some that haven't born even. Enrollment wise, 10-day enrollment average, or 8 questions about daycare, right? Sorry, I should have. Okay. Enrollment wise, right now, 10-day enrollment is 2290 as of August 30th. In comparison, last year, that was about 100, almost 200 less. 2102 last year, 2211 the year before, 2052 the year before that. So that has trended up for opening day. We can still use more kids, but so we're not busting at the seams there, in my opinion. We can probably get some more, but actually your total shows 2336 on here last year this time. Mine shows 2102. That's something else we're working on right now internally, is the consistency of some data. So bear with us, and we'll have some more updates on that in the future. Unit 40 Foundation report, I believe that's enclosed. Anything on there you saw or questions, we do have an item on the agenda later. We're dealing with the foundation. For your requests, we've had 2 pretty standard requests. Procure was one of them again. Student lunch accounts. Yeah. The next one's a Kerner golf outing. Can't say enough about what they do. Raised enough money this year for both schools to receive a check for $55,000. It's the 30th year. That's tremendous for us at the local level. And that goes to the sports backers, which in hand then turns around and helps out with the district. Various things that are going on. We've got some new things coming along the lines with the sports backers as well. They've raised over $1.3 million over that 30 years that this has been in existence. Also, when you see Dave, I would just tell Dave we appreciate his efforts with that. Obviously, his last year of helping out with that one, as far as an athletic director standpoint is concerned anyway. I believe he's on the committee too. So anyway, if you see the Kerners and folks are involved in that, just tremendous help on that line. So we can go one more of that.
I just wanted to mention on the foundation report, I believe that they have their teacher grant applications open. The foundation raises money for scholarships for our kids and also for teacher grants for our classrooms. So that application process, I think, has been opened. I saw online. There's probably more information on our website or the Facebook page. They'll have fundraiser in December for breakfast with Santa, and then they also do some homecoming parade stuff as well. Okay. Thank you. Any other information? Was there something else that you? Okay. On to new business. The first item in new business is the FY24 crisis plan approval. The plan has been updated with feedback from local authorities. The plan is confidential and should not be shared, as we do not have schools or law enforcement response for all to see. Each school has a crisis team, and safety is a priority at Unit 40. You've had a chance to take a look at that. I don't know that there would be any discussion. Any questions, comments? Okay. I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the FY24 crisis plan.
Motion.
Motion by Scott,
Second.
second by Desha. Roll call.
Desha,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the FY24 tentative budget from Kelsey.
Okay.
Mrs. Baker, please.
So there were no major changes. After the auditor was here, we had to reclassify our copier lease, so you'll notice a difference in the ed fund of about $3,000, and that's due to that classification. And then also Fund 20 and Fund 90, which are O&M and HLS, we had to reclassify the funds from the maintenance grant, which we used to replace the central roof. So you'll see $50,000 kind of changing in those two accounts. Other than that, no other changes, and so, questions?
Just looking at the notes here, everything is tentative. And there's contingency funds in the budget as well. Okay,
It's been on review for over 30 days, as required. Again, this is the tentative. Once you approve it tonight, if you do, it becomes the final.
any questions? Okay, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the FY24 tentative budget resolution.
Should just change that to final budget resolution. Instead of-
Oh.
So,
Okay, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the FY24 final budget resolution.
Motion.
Motion by Steve, second by Scott. Roll call.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Desha.
Okay, the treasurer bond agreement.
This is something that we do annually. We pull the bond. In the past, we've held the bond for 25% of our total funds. This year, there was a law change, so we were only having a bond for 10% and to decrease the amount of the bond. So you guys will notice a decrease of about $2,000 from last year to this year.
Okay.
Any questions?
Does anyone have any questions?
That was a statute change.
Okay. Looking for a motion and a second to approve the treasurer bond agreement.
Motion.
Motion by Andrew,
Second.
second by Steve. Roll call.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Desha,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay, in the consent agenda, you saw all the activity accounts. So now we are to approve those activity accounts. Looking for a motion and a second to approve the activity accounts for the 2023-24 school year.
Motion.
Motion by Scott,
Second.
second by Steve. Roll call.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Desha,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of the Little Hearts Early Childhood Center Administrative Assistant job description. Is there any questions or comments regarding that job description that's posted in Board Book? Okay, looking for a motion and a second to approve the job description for the administrative assistant at the Little Hearts Early Childhood Center.
Motion.
Motion by Andrew. Second by Scott, roll call.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Tasha,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, the Unit 40 Foundation has nominated another director. Katie Klosterman has been approved by their group, and they're seeking board approval for the Effingham Unit 40 Foundation director. So I'm looking for a motion, a second, to approve Katie Klosterman as the Effingham Unit 40 Foundation director.
Do they have more than one?
I-
They do?
I think they're all directors.
Oh,
Katie should have to play on the unit, the 40 sports records team.
Yes.
I'm just saying that. She should have to.
Yeah. Motion by Desha, second by Scott, roll call.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Tasha,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew.
Yes.
I'm sure that Robin Klosterman had a hand in getting Katie involved in that. That's wonderful. All right, next on the agenda is the approval to implement boys and girls 5th and 6th grade basketball. Any questions, comments, volunteer coaches?
Wait for your approval.
Okay, so we're approving the program, next we'll be hiring coaches. Okay, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the implementation of a boys and girls basketball 5th and 6th grade program during the 23-24 school year. The cost of the program will be supported by the Unit 40 budget, district budget, and a donation from the sports backers.
Motion.
Motion by Scott,
Second.
second by Chad, roll call.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Tasha,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill.
Yes. Okay, so having said all of that, we need to approve an MOU with the ECTA, a memorandum of understanding with the ECTA to be able to hire said coaches for those teams. So I will also need a motion and a second to approve that memorandum of understanding with the ECTA to hire one 5th grade girls basketball coach, one 5th grade boys basketball coach, one 6th grade girls basketball coach, and one 6th grade boys basketball coach to begin during the 2023-24 school year. And then this will be reevaluated at the conclusion of FY24 school year to determine if the need is there to see these positions for the 24-25 school year.
Motion.
Motion by Scott,
Second.
second by Chad, roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Tasha,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of vehicle purchases. Just
Basically, let me read through it.
sure,
So we purchased two used vans. I came to you a month ago and asked you for the opportunity to seek prices on those. First van's a white 2022 Chrysler Voyager LX with 10,000 miles on it. The cost on it was $32,900. We're trading the 2015 Dodge Caravan, which basically we're getting $5,000, which will reduce the total cost to us for that particular vehicle to $28,253. The second van is a gray van, 2022 Chrysler, also LX. It's got 4,600 miles on it. It's a cost of $33,750. We're trading in the 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan, which we're getting $8,000 in trade-in for that vehicle, which reduces it to $26,103. If you remember correctly, last year this time we purchased 2 new vans at $38,000. So that's significantly less, almost $10,000 to $12,000 less for each of those 2 vehicles this year. But we purchased, we purchased 1 district car, the 2022 silver Ford Edge that's parked out here, which is basically what the superintendent has used over the years. It's got 4,200 miles on it. The original cost on it was like $34,650. But with us trading in the 2015 Ford Taurus, we were given $9,500 for that Taurus, which brings that cost down to $25,503. At the last board meeting, again, we asked for a ballpark of $38,000 to $40,000 for each of those 3 vehicles, with us coming back to you, asking you for the purchase of them at $28,253, $26,103, and $25,503.
Andy, and those are the vehicles are all traded locally, correct?
That's correct. Okay. We work with Mark Mayo at Northside. We started that last year when we weren't able to get the vehicles that we had bid. Taylorville, what's his name?
Bob Writing.
Bob Writings. Bob Writings, and that was the state bid on the vans last year, and that fell through. We couldn't get them, so we got a notice that we were no longer obligated to get a good deal. So we went out and in a hurry and talked to local dealers, and Mark jumped on it and has helped us.
Any other questions?
And we do have all 3 of those here. If you don't approve this, we'll send them all 3 back.
Looking for a motion and a second to approve the purchase of the 2022 Chrysler Voyager van for $28,253. The 2022 Chrysler Voyager van for $26,103. And the 2022 Ford Edge for $25,503. All vehicles had trade-in vehicles from the district. The total trade-in revenue was $22,500.
Motion.
Motion by Andrew,
Second.
second by Desha, roll call.
Scott,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is closed session. Looking for a motion and a second to enter into closed session for 5 Illinois CS 120-/2, the employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the district. Number 2, collective negotiating matters between public body and its employees or the representatives or deliberations concerning salary schedules for 1 or more classes of employees. The 3rd, the setting of price for sale or lease property owned by the district. Number 4, security procedures, school safety and security, and the use of personnel and equipment to respond to an actionable, a threatened, or a reasonably potential danger to the safety employees, students, staff, and public, or the public property. The next is for student disciplinary cases, and the last being litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of a particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of closed session. I'm looking for a motion in a second to go into closed session.
Motion.
Motion by Scott,
Second.
second by Steve, roll call.
Andrew?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Jane, yes. Chad?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.